Well, I have a conundrum here. I've got a mess is actually what I've got here. And it's because I've been collecting all these pedals, and there's more that you can't even see right now, and just putting them on my desk and everything, and it's become a disaster to work with. So today I figured, why not just put together a pedal board? You can kind of see the beginnings of it over here. Nothing's stuck down or anything, but I guess let me get all this cleaned off real quick and we can get started. I'm gonna put it up here so y'all can see it. So get some boxes on the ground, I guess. So what inspired this, again, was just my mess. I have these little things for my pedals that let them all stick to it, and not very well because the adhesive just came off, but oh well, is what it is, man. Is what it is. So I'm gonna get everything off of here, and we'll talk about the pedals that are going on this board as I go as well. So everything that I'm using today has been paid for by me. So, I mean, some of the pedals I'm sure were given to me at some point. We'll go over those as I go. But I've got just a little bit of Velcro, so I'm gonna have to be kind of stingy with it today and figure things out. So I've got a semi-decent plan of where I want everything to go. And I know that I have some stuff that needs to go into the effects loop of amps like this. I have the Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier Reissue going in right here. Man, this is all so precariously perched, man. And yeah, so I'm pretty certain I've got the pedals that I want to have. And so we're gonna talk about them and make sure that, you know, I have room for everything without making them all fall. And so I've got this little pedal power supply, which I'm gonna replace. I actually have the one from Walrus Audio that I need to get out of its box. I found these little things on Etsy for any of us that are, you know, bedroom artists that are recording. These are great to just stick your pedals on to stand them up. That way you don't have to have them all over the place, but not nearly big enough now, and I had two of them. So first pedal I would like to talk about is the Peterson StroboStomp. This is by far the best tuning pedal that I have ever used. The reason I bought it was I was having issues tuning a 5-string bass down to drop F sharp. And so I posted on the 7 and 8 string forum on Facebook, so a group on Facebook groups, and Josh from Northlane actually responded and said that he uses this. And it's a strobe style tuner. It is by far the most accurate that I've used. I've had no issues tuning down as far as drop G and drop F sharp on a 5-string bass, which is notoriously hard to have picked up. That being said, also works fantastically on 8-string guitars too, but intonating and setting up everything on a guitar with this has been just a literal dream. I love this tuner. I will not part with it. So it is going on this pedal board, and if I start playing live again, I will be buying another one so I can have one for studio use and one for at-home use. Or sorry, one for studio use and one for live use, not at-home use. You know what I meant though. All right, I gotta take the tags off of this Mesa Boogie. I'm gonna keep these tags, don't you worry. I am that guy that keeps them. All right, so StroboStomp is the first pedal. Let's go ahead and just get the pedal board. Chloe's over here helping. I don't know if y'all can see her or not, but she's gonna be cleaning the pedals for me because she's weird like that. Okay, that is a bass pedal that another video is coming on soon enough. So I have this very basic pedal board. This is from Lacado. This is a powered pedal board, but I won't be using the power part of it because it only does up to 200 milliamps, and it does have an 18 volt, but some of the pedals that I have need 300 milliamps, and so I'm just going to use a power supply that I have that'll be sure to work and not mess up any pedals. So I'm gonna face this towards me and just sit it right here, and we're gonna hope it doesn't fall. So first up, we do have the tuning pedal. Where do I want that? Do you all usually put your tuners like top right, top bottom? Because my guitar is gonna come in. I'll probably put a fuzz pedal before it actually. I don't even know where the fuzz pedal went at this point. I have my Fuzz Imp Machina 2 somewhere around here. There it is. So we have the Machina 2 from Fuzz Imp. I did purchase this. I did also get artist pricing on it because he's a good friend of mine, so I didn't pay full price, but I did pay for it. So the Machina 2, and the reason I want to put it first is because I want to keep the buffer going on my tuner pedal, but I don't want it to affect the fuzz pedal. So I've got the fuzz pedal in there. Fuzz, tuner, what else? Oh, my compressor. Hold on. We have a compressor pedal. I've got it stuck over here on a different desktop pedal board. Ugh. So I've got the Keeley Compressor Plus, which is a fantastic compressor. Okay, so compressor will come next. Next up is my overdrive of choice. We've got the opaque drive from Substation Onyx. If you've watched my channel at all, you know what pedal this is. And again, got to take off the wrong piece of Velcro. I put the furry side of the Velcro on the pedals, and I know that's a big faux pas in the pedal world. as was evidenced by the pedal boards that I bought, came pre-installed with the furry stuff on the pedal board, so none of my pedals fit. Okay, so I have that. Oh, it does have a piece of the right one there though. Now I do have one other drive pedal that I love to use a ton because it has a unique flavor to it, and that's the Amity from Fuzz Imp. So it's 2 Fuzz Imp pedals that are going to go on here, and hopefully these will all fit with the cabling. We'll figure that out in a moment. So what do I want next? I have the EVH Flanger from MXR. This is a fantastic flanger pedal. This does take 18 volts, so I have to make sure that I run an 18 volt into that. I'm also gonna have to take off these feet off of it. So that'll go there. Then I have the MXR Phase 90. So I think that this will finish out the main part of the board. So this is the pre stuff. Now the stuff that'll go in the loop, I have this right here. This is the TC Sentry, TC Electronics Sentry. This is a noise gate. So this absolutely has to go through the loop of the Mesa Boogie and the Omega Granifier. Oh man, the adhesive for this stupid stuff is very, very much stuck on here. Ugh. I wish I hadn't done that. Okay, so everything for my loop I think I'm gonna put up here in this area. So I've got that one. I've got a couple other pedals. So this is the good old Boss CH1 Super Chorus. The CH1 is a fantastic pedal. I had one in the past and I sold it because I just, got more into using plugins and modelers. Found myself not needing it. And then all these years later, I find myself having to buy it and pay more money for it again. So lesson learned is, at least with pedals, don't sell them unless you're sure you're never going to use them again, because chances are you might regret that. Okay, so we've got the Super Chorus, and that's going to go down as well. I might switch around and put the Super Chorus actually before the amp again. I kind of liked how it sounded after the amp, and we're going to go through a test of how this all sounds once we get it all on here, so don't you worry about that. And the last pedal that I want on here, and actually let me grab, there was 2 pedals that I wanted to put in the effects loop, and we're only gonna do one. The first pedal that I wanted in the effects loop was the Chi Etherealizer from Walrus Audio. This is a really, really cool pedal. It has so many ridiculous settings and everything that you can get with it, and really crazy ambient ethereal tones, hence the Etherealizer name. This is the signature pedal from Yvette Young. She's a guitarist that I followed and admired for a really long time, so obviously I swooped on this as soon as it was announced. But for what I play and what this board is being built for, this is just not the right pedal for it. When I put this through the loop of the Mesa Boogie or of the Granifier, it's meant to be ethereal. It's meant to do all of the ambient stuff. Right now, what I'm going for is a pedal board that can really do like the 90s and 2000s nu metal and post-hardcore and things like that. I really want those kind of sounds, which is why I bought the flanger. That's why I bought the phaser. That's why I've got the Super Chorus. So this pedal for this specific board, this is out. What is in is the Stratus from Chaos Audio. Now I did do a video on the Stratus a while back. I will link that up above and down below if I remember to. But the Stratus is a modeling pedal essentially, and the owner has actually released some really cool new features of it where you can, prompt an AI inside of this and it'll just take what it's capable of and create whatever tone or effect that you're looking for. What I'm using it for though is I've built some presets around reverb and delay. And what's cool about that is it takes the space of just one normal sized pedal. You can see the Boss Super Chorus right next to it, right? It takes the space of just one normal sized pedal, but it's going to fill the need of quite a few for me. Because I think I can stack like 5 or 6 digital pedals inside of its signal chain and then run this through my effects loop. So for my effects loop, I have the TC Sentry going into the Super Chorus and then going into the Stratus from Chaos Audio. And that completes the board. Let me grab my phone and I'll take some video right now of how the board looks so that y'all can see before we plug things in and get this all set up. Because I'm gonna change the cameras around so that you can see me plug everything in. So this is what the board looks like currently. So we've got the Machina 2, we've got the StroboStomp, we've got the Compressor from Keeley, we've got the Opaque Drive from Substation Onyx, we've got the Amity, which the logo is not showing up very well because of my light. And then we have the EVH Flanger and the MXR Phase 90, and that will be the front of the amp. All of those will be the front of the amp. In the effects loop, we'll have the Sentry, Super Chorus, and then the Stratus, which is going to be doing delay and reverb for me. Now what I need to do is get Velcro and we need to start, you know, sticking all these down. So let's go ahead and do that, I guess, right? Got some Ernie ball cables. I just love the way that these ones look and how they pack onto the board super easily. I'm sure there's other good ones out there too, but these ones work great for me. So I think I'm gonna do these a little bit differently because now I'm realizing that I need something to come out. So the compressor is gonna go into the flanger, which is easy. I've got a cable that'll do that, and then into here, and then this will just go out into the amp. So do I want these actually over here so that, I think this is how it'll go. So this, I'll need a longer cable, but it's gonna come out of the compressor, go into the flanger, and then it's gonna come out of the flanger and into the Phase 90. And then I'll put the FX loop stuff right here. All right, so now I've got all of that done. I'm gonna put some footage up on the screen right now for you all to see what we're working with here. So I managed to get things pretty close together. We've got, these are the effects loop ones, so I still need to run, you know, the effects send and return from the inputs and outputs over here. But we have all of our pedals stuck down now, except for the flanger. So the way that I decided to go was we're gonna come in from the guitar over here on the Machina 2. So I need to grab an angled cable to go in here. I'll probably move the Sentry up just a tiniest bit. And then that's gonna go into the tuner, into both of my drive pedals here. And yes, I will make things a little bit straighter because these are about the same size pedal too. I just need to fix that up. Into the compressor, and then I took a little bit longer of a patch cable to go into the side of the flanger, which is why it's not stuck down just yet. I wanna make sure that's placed well. And I have the feet on it still. So yeah, I need to fix that. And then into the Phase 90, which is then gonna go out into the front of the amp, which is why I wanted it right here. So I'm not planning on playing live with this anytime soon, so I'm not worried about, you know, where I'm stepping and everything. This is my studio board for the time being. But came out pretty cool. I'm liking this. So now I just gotta go grab the power supply and plug it all back in. So BRB, I gotta go find that power supply, and we're gonna see how this all sounds. Test out the pedals real quick. So for those of you that stuck around, thank you. We're gonna do some cool stuff real quick. Hold on. All right, well, that took a little bit longer than I had hoped because I just didn't have the right amount of power outlets or anything. So right now the pedal board is actually running a bunch of different power because I had the Canvas 8 from Walrus Audio, which is not enough ports. I ended up needing 10 ports, one of which is 18 volts. Everything is running now. So you should see up on screen, we've got me, obviously. We've got the Mesa Boogie Dual Rec, which I should turn on. And we've got the pedal board with another camera because I don't have a wide enough lens to make it work otherwise. But what I'm using is my Vola Guitars JZ FRO, stock pickups and everything. These are P90s inside of it. We'll probably stick mostly to the bridge today. But we're gonna be running the clean channel of the Mesa Boogie. And I realize now that I should have made a spot for the foot switch for the Mesa, which I didn't do. So we're gonna start jamming on here. I'm gonna turn on the amp and we'll see what we've got here. Clean tone. All right, so since we're on the clean tone, let's go ahead and do some, you know, clean tone stuff. So for this purpose, I'm going to need to turn on the Stratus pedal because I have the transit delay and then the Galileo reverb on there. So I just turned that on with my phone, which is pretty cool. Nice little ambiance, I don't know. Let's go ahead and turn on the silver channel of the opaque drive. So this is a clean setup that I really like. I'm not gonna turn on the Sentry noise gate just yet, but so that's a little dirty pushed clean tone that I put together using the silver channel of the opaque drive. I really like that a lot. Now something cool to add to this is the EVH Flanger, and it looks like I've messed up all of my settings on that while I was working on it, but if that's not like a 90s to 2000s nu metal, grunge, so on and so forth, then I don't know what is. Really, really cool tone that I like a lot. But let's turn all that off, because what we are here for is some more fun stuff. So I'm gonna turn off the modulation or the time effects there. I'm gonna turn off the delay, turn off the reverb. And yes, on the Stratus, you can program that to the foot switch. I just haven't done that because I just created that preset on my phone. So back to the clean channel. So then we're gonna turn on the Machina 2 from Fuzz Imp, and we'll get a little bit of a gate going there too. Might have cranked the gate too much. All right, excuse my terrible playing there, but nice fuzz tone. I put the fuzz before the tuner pedal because I wanted the tuner to still be able to be using its buffered output, and so that way it doesn't affect the fuzz pedal at all. The fuzz pedal is first in the chain there. So turning that off, let's go to some distorted tones instead. And so we'll step on the foot switch. So here's the Mesa on just the red channel, I believe. Can't beat the Mesa, man, can't beat the Mesa. But what makes it sound even better is the left channel of the Fuzz Imp Amity. I really like it. Now let's go ahead and, yes, I know there's a lot of noise there that I still need to figure out. I haven't set up the Sentry properly yet, so here's some phaser. All right, turn both of those off. Now let's hear the Mesa with the gold channel of the opaque drive, which just sounds, it just tightens it right up and it gives it that, you know, metalcore sound. I think for this guitar I can actually boost it a little bit further, so let's take the level, push it up, give it some more noise. Keep in mind here too that there wouldn't be as much noise if I wasn't using single coils, P90s. So lots of noise there, but man, that opaque drive does the thing for me. All right, so let's go ahead and turn off the opaque drive. Put a little bit of chorus on though. I love a little bit of chorus with a distorted channel, but let's go ahead and add some reverb to that and maybe some delay too. Let's see how that sounds. It's all in the loop, so. I know for that like nu-gaze, shoegaze kind of sound that I would need to put that reverb before everything, but one, I don't have a big enough pedal board for that. Two, I have not been able to find a reverb pedal that I truly like. So that's my struggle right now, is I need to find a good all-around reverb pedal, and I think that's where the Stratus is the best option, because the Stratus, I can just tell it to be whatever reverb that I want it to be. I almost bought something like a Line 6 HX Stomp for the same exact reason, or maybe the Tone X1. I don't know if the Tone X1 can even do that, but something small to fit on the pedal board. But I remembered that I have the Stratus and it works perfectly for this. So I need to dial in some more reverbs and different delays on it and figure out what I want my sound to be. Let's go back to the clean channel here. So we still have everything on, but we got to turn off the noise gate. All right, let's go ahead and add in a compressor here. So I'd say we got some nice sounds there. I think that's all the pedals to try out on here right now. Again, this is just my first build. This is my first rendition of this pedal board, and it's going to change. I've got a lot of other pedals that I'm gonna switch in and out of it to see what I like the sound of the most, and please feel free to make some suggestions for me down below, because plainly, I don't really know what I'm doing anyways, and I am willing to test just about anything. So far, this is doing what I needed to do, but I know there might be better combinations. I know certain pedals might do better in different spots. Again, total noob when it comes to this kind of stuff, so feel free to call me out for any stupidity that you see happening on this board right now. To put it in perspective one more time for y'all, starting with the Fuzz Imp Machina 2 down on the bottom right, that entire row is all going into the front of the amp, as are the EVH Flanger and the Phase 90. And it's all starting with the Fuzz Imp Machina. That's the start of my chain. And then ending with the Phase 90 going out into the amp. Then the TC Electronics noise gate, the Super Chorus, and the Stratus, all three of those are in the loop. It starts with the noise gate and ends with the Stratus. That's what's going into the loop. And then I have the foot switch down below, which I don't believe you can see, but the foot switch is just for the amp itself. So this is step one for me, obviously. Ran into some hiccups here. Probably going to need to get a different board, so feel free to suggest some different boards for me as well. This is not big enough. I need at least room for 2 to 3 more pedals. So I got to figure that out, because I don't want something huge either. Maybe something a little bit wider instead of, or longer, I don't know, wider instead of longer, whatever. We'll figure it out though. But yeah, let me know what y'all think down below. And until next time, peace and love, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Bye now.